Hello again, it is I, Derek from Tomcat Gas Training, and welcome to this video where we find out what my ultimate flue gas analyzer would be. Anyway, before we get into this video, please could you take some time to subscribe, because it does help my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because you want YouTube to tell you when I'm uploading videos. Sundays at the moment. Anyway, let's stop waffling and messing around, and let's find out exactly what is my ultimate flue gas analyzer. Shall we get on with it then? Now, the analyzers you can see here are the analyzers I'm going to be talking about. And I'm going to be picking my best bits from each of the analyzer to make my ultimate analyzer. So the ones we've got here are the Kane 458S, the Anton Sprint Pro, the Testo 300, the bluelyzer ST, and the TPI DC 710. So out of these analyzers, I'm going to be picking the best bits out of each one to produce my ultimate analyzer. Anyway, first thing I'm going to look at is the bags. So let me pick out of all these bags which I think is the best one and why. Now, the bags. I think the importance of the flue gas analyzer bag is very much overlooked, and people don't really realise how important these bags are. I see engineers who throw their flue gas analyzers in their normal working tool bags. Possibly one of the worst things you can do, because the bag is designed to keep it safe and keep it warm, because we don't want to be getting it cold and freezing up in winter. So, got quite a few bags here, one for each analyzer. So, let me first of all pick my least favourite bag. Is the one here in front of me. It's a bit small for my likings and a bit squash. So, that's the one I like the least, which is the TPI one. Next one I like the least is this one. It's not rigid enough and the pockets are a bit rubbish. Not too keen on it, to be fair, so I don't like that. And the rucksack's even worse. Next one, this one. This one is a lot firmer and the pockets inside are a lot better and keep everything separated a lot better. But that's not my best one. Now this one I do love. I think this is an amazing case because everything inside for the bluelyzer is in its own little pockets. It's really, really good. But my winner is this one. Now, if my bluelyzer one was made of this material rather than this plastic, it would be my favourite one. Let me just show you inside this one. This one, like the bluelyzer one, is all cut out. It's got all the pockets and everything you can do, and it keeps your analyzer safe, secure and warm with all this insulation. So, the best bag I can think is that one. If you agree with me, put it in the comments down below. But if you disagree with me, still put it down in the comments below. Now, let's talk about turning these on and off. Now then, my least favourite of these, turning them on and off, is this one. My Kane 458S. I just don't like the way we turn this one on and off. So that one's out of the equation. Next one. That one. My Sprint Pro from Anton. Not as good as the others, turning on and off. Okay. The next one is this one. Now, once this one's turned on and it stays in the sleep mode, it's brilliant. But when you're initially turning it on, again, it takes too long. So it's between these two. This one is just a little bit slower than this one. So my bluelyzer wins at turning on. So to turn it on, you literally just press that button and it loads up within a few seconds. And the good thing I like about this is it doesn't go through a purge program unless you need it to. Okay, so if you want to do tightness testing, you don't have to purge it or anything like that. But saying that, these will do the same thing. But when it comes to turning it off, press that button, press that one, and it goes off. It's as simple as that. This one's really quick as well, but you do have to pair it with your phone. But that's the ones I think in not just the time it takes to turn them on and off, but how easy it is to turn them on and off. Dead easy, dead easy. Now, next thing we're going to look at is connecting the probe to the analyzer, and which I think is the worst and which is the best. So, we're going to start from worst first. Sorry TPI, this is just shocking. I hate this connection. It's not going to break, but it does fall off. So, and they've got this little device here to stop water getting in and stuff, but I hate that connection. So that's my last one. Next, least one is this. The Kane 458S. Now, one of the other things I hate about it is this green temperature cable. It's just shocking. We've got 3 of them and they've all done this. And the trainees are constantly breaking these. We haven't had any of these break, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We've had quite a few of these break. So, no, I don't like that idea. I also don't like that, but we'll talk about them later in a minute as well. My third least is the bluelyzer. Now, they do have quite a positive pull on them, but we're relying on these O-rings here. So, no, not that one. Next one is the Anton. Now I do like the way this has changed and it plugs on and it's dead easy to plug on and off. So I do like that one, but my winner is obviously the Testo, the way that just positively plugs on and it ain't going to come off. So my favourite connection for the probe, so I don't get any false readings, is my Testo 300. Now we've looked at the connection to the analyzer itself, but what about the probe? My least favourite probe is the Kane one. I just don't like it. I know they do other different types and stuff like that, but the 3 we've got here are all these and I just find them a pain. And like I say, especially with this green coming out all the time. So that's my least favourite. Next least favourite is my TPI one. I do like the traps being on the outside of the analyzer, not in the analyzer, but this just feels a bit flimsy. Trap's pretty good, but the handle's a bit flimsy and we've not had one break, but you know, it's not as good as the others. Next one is my bluelyzer one. Again, what's that for an handle? Someone with stupid big hands like me, that just is just useless. Again, the trap is really good because it's on the outside, which I do prefer, but that handle is shocking. I might even change my mind and swap that round the other way with the TPI, because the TPI one is a little bit better. So yeah, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go, that's my second least favourite, and that's my third least favourite because the handle is a little bit bigger. Yeah, next one. So runner up is the Anton one. Now I do like the, remember it, the big blue Anton one with the big handle on it, which they said was the evaporation handle, which didn't last very long, but anyway, I do prefer that one. This one's not too bad, and I do love the bowl on this one, because it's proper sturdy. And so, yeah, that's my second. And then obviously my winner now is the Testo one. Now, this is a great idea, this being in the handle. Now, is there any way we could have the bowl in there? So if we had that like or would that just be in the way? But the filter's in there, and I know the analyzer does have the bowl inside the analyzer, but the filter is here, so you can change it easy and you can see it. And I love this cable, this firm cable, and the way everything's in this plug. This is, if I was going to design one myself, I'd be going for something like this. So that's definitely my winner. Shall we talk about ease of use? So let's find out which the trainees find the easiest and the hardest to use when we first give them to them. This one, most expensive one here, is probably one of the hardest ones you're going to get used to using. So this is quite hard to use when you first come to turn it on. So that one, hardest one to use. Next one, hardest to use is this one. So it seems that the most expensive ones are the hardest ones to use. So yeah, not dead easy to use once you once you first turn it on, you first come across it. Next one in the line, this one. So again, this one isn't massively difficult to use, but is the third out of these hardest ones to use. Then this one, now this one's just basically turning a knob. So this isn't hard to use at all, but the DC 710, it's just so easy to use. You're just literally pressing that button there to turn it on, and then you're doing this step-by-step thing on your phone. It can't be any easier. So that's your easiest to use, and this is the hardest one for you to using. Now once you get used to them, then they're not hard then, are they? So that's what we found when we've given them to the trainees to use, that's the hardest one to use, and that's the easiest one. Now let's talk about overall durability and cases and stuff like that. Well, do you remember my Anton versus bluelyzer versus Kane video, where I actually dropped these three to see how durable they were and if any of them broke? Let's have a quick recap on that then. Now, as you saw, none broke, and they're all still here. Do you think I should drop these to see if they work? Well, I can't drop that one because it don't belong to me. It still belongs to Testo. They've only lent it to me. Wouldn't be good sending that back in bits, would it? And I'm not too sure whether that bit would survive on there anyway. So you've seen me drop them three. I don't need to drop these three. But if you do want me to see me drop them, put it in the comments down below. Let's see if you want me to do it. But let's talk about the overall cases and what I actually think of them and which would I choose. Obviously, we're going to take that out of the equation because that's the old one, even though you can still buy them, I think. Let's start with the biggest to smallest. That seems to be the easiest way. Now, the build quality on this is absolutely fantastic. Obviously, like I say, I haven't dropped it. Worries me about the screen though, because basically it's a mobile phone and we all know how fragile mobile phones are, but the overall quality of that it's amazing. You can tell that it's mega expensive. Next one, this is the next biggest one. It's a lot lighter than that and a bit more girth on it. It's not really a nice thing to hold this. This one is feels quite light, but is a good size. This one actually is heavier, feels heavier than them, but and if you do watch my video on Anton versus bluelyzer versus Kane, I actually do weigh them as well to find out the weight of them. That one's strange shape to hold. It's not a nice shape to hold. And the smallest one, this is just like your phone. It's amazing how they get that size compared to that. How does that happen? You look at the thickness. How does that do exactly the same things as this? This weighs next to this feels like it's got nothing inside it at all. But it actually does the same stuff as this one. So, casing, what size would I go for? I really do like this size, I really do. But I love the size of this screen because I've got rubbish mince pies. So, maybe if we had one which was that size, but everything was touch screen on the screen. But yeah, I love the size of that, and I love that you can expand the size, and it's hard, this one. I'm torn between something with a screen of that size or something that actual physical size. If I was going to design my own flue gas analyzer, first thing I wouldn't be doing is putting my bowl inside there because it takes up too much space. Doesn't need to be, it can be on the hose. Doesn't need to be in there. Engineers forget about them when they're in there, but when it's an actual physical bowl they can see all the time, then it's better. So maybe if you take that bowl out of the equation, they're not far off the same size. So I would want one that size, but with a full size screen. Could even have the buttons on the side. Would that be a full size screen with buttons on the side? Anyway, that's what I think about the cases. I'd love it to be that size, but I'd love the screen to be that size. So let's have a look now at what I'd expect an analyzer to be able to do and what software and the screen's going to be like. Well, first of all, what I would like is, this day and age, we should be looking at full colour screens. Okay? This one, it's like the 1980s. I ain't got no full colour screen, so I wouldn't be using that one. This one has partial colour screens, as you can see, and it's quite a good little screen. This one's got bits of colour in the screen as well. It's got a nice big screen. It's quite good. The bluelyzer, that's got a full colour screen. It's only a tiny screen though. But this one, the DC710, the TPI, it has to use my mobile phone. And I've got to say, if that screen was attached to that analyzer, I'd be loving that. That's what I'd be wanting. So, what would I expect the analyzer to do with this full colour screen? Well, I want it to do everything. I want it to find my gas leaks. I want it to do my tightness testing. I want it to do my flue gas analysing. I want it to do my flow and return temperatures. I want it to do everything in one unit, so I don't have to keep getting different things out all the time. My DC710, you have to use individual things for everything, but it still goes onto your phone. So if I wanted to do flow and return temps, I use the probes and it goes to my phone. If I want to do my tightness testing, I use another little digital manometer and it goes to my phone. I use my flue gas analyzer, it goes to my phone. Great idea, but I want it in all one unit. That's what I want. Now, this one doesn't sniff for gas leaks. You can, on the brand new version of this, the flow and return temp probes can connect to it, and so can all the other stuff on the brand new version, which this one doesn't. Because the brand new one doesn't have these lights on the side, by the way. That's how you can tell the difference on them. Now, this one, you can connect your probes to it, you can do your gas sniffing, you can do absolutely everything to it. So this one is great for that, but the battery doesn't last very long when you're doing your gas sniffing. Even on this newer version, on the old version, it was even worse. But that is a contender for what I would want my analyzer to be able to do. Now this one I haven't got a clue about gas sniffing and stuff like that because they didn't send me one. But you can connect your flow and return temperatures to it and other stuff, I believe. But I haven't seen them yet, so I can't really make judgment on this one. Because they just sent me this. And that were it, and the probe. They didn't send me anything else, no printer or anything like that. So I really can't take a judgment on that one. And this one, everything connects to this, but can also connect to your phone via another app as well. So this gives me the best of everything. So when it comes to my perfect flue gas analyzer, this little bluelyzer ST is not far off what I want from an analyzer. It does tightness testing. Alright, the gas sniffing you use a separate little device, but it all mirrors on my phone as well as on the unit, so that's a good start. If that, like we said, had that screen on it, like that, and maybe has this kind of software in it from the DC710, and has this probe from the Testo 300 with the bowl from the Sprint Mobile, then I guess that's my analyzer. So if you agree or disagree, let's have a listen to you, or let's have a read of you in the comments down below. But I can't make my own flue gas analyzer because I haven't got a company to do it. So out of the analyzers I've got here, which is my favourite and worst and least liked analyzer out of the ones we've got here? This is my opinion, guys, and I'm going out on a limb here because some of these manufacturers might not speak to me after I say this. Now, it's not just the analyzer you're buying, you're actually buying into the company as well. And you need to have a good rapport with the flue gas analyzer company you're actually spending a lot of money with, because these are a big chunk of change, especially when you're buying something like this one, which is probably the most expensive one here. So you're investing in the company. Now, all the analyzers we've got here, bar this one, I have a very good rapport with the sales guys. Anton have just been bought out, and I do not know the new salespeople from Anton. I've not spoken to them, I've not seen them, so I have no rapport with these whatsoever. Now, Kane, these are probably the most favourite analyzer of gas engineers out there. If you speak to them, and social media says that they all love this analyzer, and I think that's mainly because of how quick Kane get them back to you after calibration. Now, every analyzer needs calibrating every year, and it's a big issue for engineers about having to send them back for calibration. I think the TPI is the cheapest one to have calibrated at the moment. When I was dealing with Anton, they were incredibly slow. If you do watch the video on which is the best between the bluelyzer, Kane and Anton, you'll find how quick this does come back. But saying that, the bluelyzer one, I sent it away for calibration on Monday and it came back Thursday. So that was a good kick. And I don't know how long these take to come back. So knowing the rep will help you massively as well if you get problems and if you want your analyzer going back quick. And I do know some of the reps will actually loan you them as well while they're over for calibration. So yeah, they're amazing. So get to know your rep, because that's the most important thing. You've seen on the video which I like and what I like about them. But if we take these in an order of which I prefer to the ones I don't prefer, then it's pretty much like this. And I apologise to the manufacturers because this is just my opinion. And if you're an engineer looking to go and get an analyzer, I won't listen to me. Anyway, the one I like the least, just because I have no rapport with them and I don't like the way they have dropped their old analyzers and said you can't have them calibrated now. We've got 4 of their old analyzers, which are all about 5-6 years old, and we can't use them now. So my least favourite analyzer out there is the Anton analysers, just because of, let's say, they won't fix our old analysers, and they're solely only calibrating these ones at the moment. So that is my least liked analyzer, but you do know the bits I do like, especially the plug-in bits and the colour screen and the gas sniffer and the rest of it. Next one is the Kane itself, the 458S. Now I thought when Kane brought this out, I thought they had a chance of making a fantastic analyzer for engineers, and they let me down massively. Basically it's the same as the old one. And if you watch my video on the review of it, and I say it's like the old one but with a new dress on it. It's a good job my wife doesn't watch these videos, isn't it? It's pretty much like your wife. You know, she looks like that during the day, and then when you're going out to some swanky restaurant, she's got her makeup on and a nice dress and she looks like that. Sorry darling. But anyway, that's what I personally think. I don't think there's any difference. And I know they have upgraded this one already. They've taken these lights off and they've made it compatible with a few other stuff, so they've upgraded this one again since we've had this, and these are only a year old. So that's my second least favourite. Then it comes to the old DC710. If I was new into the industry and I was looking to buy a flue gas analyzer and money was tight, because this is probably the cheapest analyzer here, this is a no-brainer. I would be going out and buying this. Also, if I had this or this and they were off for calibration, these are massively expensive, I would be having that as a backup. It's a fantastic piece of kit. And their little digital manometer what connects to your phone as well, that's a must whether you've got a DC710 analyzer or you haven't. They are a must. They are an amazing piece of kit and I love them. So yeah, even though it's come smack bang in the middle of these analyzers, if I was new into the industry, I would not hesitate to buy one of those. So it comes to these two big giants, well, this big giant and this little midget. The expensive range. So out of these two, which ones would I pick? Well actually, this is my flue gas analyzer. The trainees don't go anywhere near this. That's why the box looks brand new. It's like me, only comes out in very rare occasions. And I don't know much about this, to be fair, and Testo just sent me this and the actual probe, as we've seen, and I love this probe. I think it's amazing. And I think this is a fantastically engineered piece of kit. And maybe if I did get to use it a lot more, then I might get to love it a lot more. But it's going to take a lot for me to have this little beauty prized out of my hand. Because this is, for the size, alright, it's expensive, but for the size of it, it's a fantastic flue gas analyzer, which has got loads of little tricks with it. So that's my conclusion on these analyzers for the ones I've got. Like we've seen what I'd love to make and what I'd love to produce with what I see with the trainees and the way they deal with these things. At the end of the day, these are incredibly expensive piece of equipment, and I'd just like to take the time to say thanks very much to the manufacturers of these analyzers, because without them we wouldn't be doing our job properly. We need them, and the backup and the support they give us is amazing. So thanks guys to Testo, Anton, Kane, TPI and Blue Line Instruments. Thanks very much guys for the support and the help you give us, especially the new trainees coming into the industry. And long may it continue. So if you've liked this video, then why don't you give me that thumbs up or leave a constructive comment down below. If you've not subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe, because it does help my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, because I don't even know when I'm uploading videos. Sundays at the moment. All I've got left to say is thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Get your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you think about these, and cheers to the analyzer manufacturers once again, and I'll catch you on the next one guys. Thanks.